Hello, hi, and welcome. If you're new here, my name is Sarah, and this is Wicked Reading. So it is May 11th, and I'm starting this vlog immediately, well, not immediately, the day after I ended my previous vlog. So, over the night, I ended up actually reading, what did I read? Oh, Amelia by A.W. Renee, I believe. I had this available to me as an ARC on NetGalley. So I read this. It was a short story, so I was reading it for the game that my team was in, and I did end up really enjoying this. I think that the only synopsis that is given for this book, which I didn't even read, somebody recommended it to me because I mentioned bug horror, and they mentioned that was coming out and it featured bug horror, so they recommended me that. So I requested it just based on that. But the actual kind of synopsis you're given is just like a single sentence, and it pretty much just says the neighborhood of whatever should have known that something was off with the main character. I forget her name. Anyways, so pretty much the only synopsis you know is that something is off, which you immediately know. I don't want to say too much because this is a short story. It's under 100 pages, and it follows this woman who is writing letters to her daughter named Amelia, hence the title of the book, and you just can tell that something is off. This woman is unhinged, and as the story progresses, it gets progressively more clear just how unhinged she is. So it's pretty dark. There is definitely a lot of bug stuff going on, a lot of bug imagery, which I really enjoyed. I liked the writing, and I enjoyed the pace of the story and the progression of it. There's a little bit of, I guess, mixed media in there, which was a nice little surprise because I didn't really expect it. But the majority of the story is given as letters written by this woman. So yeah, it just kind of gets unhinged and crazy at the end, and I enjoyed it. So I'm gonna give that one 4 stars. Super quick, fun read. I liked the bug stuff in it, and it was fun. So then I submitted that for one of the games, for the game that my team is currently in. And then I was so tired, so I passed out. And when I woke up, not only did my team beat that game, we unlocked another game. So we're absolutely killing it right now. Go Game Jesters. I feel like we're doing very good. I have no indication of really how the other teams are doing, but I feel like we're doing great. So we're in a new game already, which is amazing. So for that, we got some prompts, and I have to kind of figure out what I am going to read, because initially I was going to next pick up Tastes Like Candy, but my team already got through that building and started this new game before I even opened this book, and this won't work for either of the prompts. So I think, what am I gonna do? Oh, I have a book. So one of the prompts is not an option for me because the prompt is to read a book that is 1 word less than the last book you've read. And as I was just talking about, the last book I read was Amelia. So that is already only 1 word. So I had to go for the other prompt for now, and it was read a book that has either and, of, or in the title. So I have All the Fiends of Hell by Adam Neville. So I think I'm going to start this one. I'm really excited for this. All I need to know is that it is an alien horror. So I'm really excited because I've been wanting to check out more alien-based horror ever since I read what was it? It was part of my Christmas horror, The Visitor by Sergio Gomez. That is a very short story that is like an alien Christmas horror, and I just really liked the combination of alien and horror together. They kind of, I feel like, go together very well, but I don't know that it's done very much in book settings. There's a lot of movies, I feel like, that take on that kind of horror, sci-fi, horror, alien aspect, but I haven't heard of many books. And this recently came out, I think it came out in April, so I'm really excited to read a book that gives me more alien, because the other book was just a very short, quick story, and there was aliens, but it wasn't very, like, it was a short story, so it wasn't very long or detailed. It left me wanting more, so hopefully this gives me more. Now, on the opposite end, I feel like this is kind of long, so I wonder how it's going to go. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't really know what to expect, but I think I'm going to start this. I am still also listening to the audiobook for The Devil in Silver by Victor Laval. I am still going to continue to listen to this because I have to. I'm enjoying this book tremendously. I'm just really, really loving the story itself, the writing style. I just talked about this at the end of the last vlog, but if you didn't catch that one, this follows a man named Pepper who is arrested, and because the police don't really feel like dealing with the paperwork, they decide to just put him into the mental institution over the weekend for a 72-hour hold. That 72 hours comes and goes, and he is still in this mental institution. So it is following Pepper being imprisoned in this mental institution and the people that he meets that are patients there, and it's so interesting. It's very character driven so far, and just getting to know a lot of the people in the situation. I just really enjoy the writing, and actually Victor Laval reads the audiobook, and I think he does a fantastic job, and it's just really, really good, and I can't wait to see where the rest of the story goes. I'm about 50% of the way in. There is a horror twist to this book. We've gotten a little bit of horror so far, but nothing super horrific. I mean, I feel like most of the horror is also just embedded in this situation that our character is going through, but there is also this other element that I'm very curious how it's going to play out, and I don't really know how to categorize it, so I'm not really going to try to, but there is definitely an element of horror that I don't quite know where it's going to go, and I don't really know what to say about it, but it's there, okay? So I'm really loving this. If I somehow finished this, I could log this for the other prompt, or if I can't, because I don't know if I can like hold myself back from finishing this before this, because I'm going to read this physically, so this is going to take me longer than the audiobook will. But if I finish this first, I can log this for the other prompt, assuming that I can finish both of these by the time my team beasts their way through this whole game. But if not, if I still finish this first, I'm just going to log it for the building that my team plans to go for next, because it does fit that. And I started this knowing it would fit that if I didn't get it in for any of the other prompts. Actually, on live sprints last night, Lexi threw in a little chaotic bump in the road where the game masters currently are trying to read for a certain number, and by Wednesday, if they can do that, then one of the buildings is going away. So we'll see how that plays out. Who knows? So those are my two current reads that we're starting this vlog with. I don't know what else I'm going to read. These game masters are really throwing things for a loop. So that being said, I have a couple of packages that I want to open really quick with you guys. I do technically have 3 packages. I'm going to open the 3rd package later. I'm actually on a time crunch right now because I'm supposed to be leaving my house in like 20 minutes to go see my mom. So I'm only going to open 2 of the packages because I got to do some other stuff before I leave. So anyways, first I have my Nightworms package, and I do know what the books are because I cannot help myself but to look at the spoilers. So if you are new here and you haven't heard of Nightworms before, they are a horror specific book subscription box where you get 2 books each month, and you get some sort of drink. Usually it's a coffee sample, sometimes it's tea, but you get some sort of drink mix, and then a bag of goodies. You get like bookmarks, some stickers, some magnets, but you get 2 books a month. They very much focus on new release horrors, so it's a fun way to support a small business, especially if they're books that you kind of are already anticipating on getting. I like to support them when I can. So let's open our little bag of goodies first. This month's theme was Bury Your Secrets, so you get a bookmark that matches the theme. This was the May box. Ooh, oh, this is a magnet. I love this magnet. This is super cute. I think this will actually fit on my cart too, because a lot of the magnets I have are too big and hang over the edge of my TBR cart, but I think this one will fit, and I really like that one. Super cute. And then we have a sticker. It says read in peace. That's cute too. It's also quite big. I will say, note, all subscription boxes, I'm talking to every subscription box out there, every book box, can we please start getting smaller stickers too? Because a lot of us journal and have reading journals, and these big ass stickers are not great for reading journals. I need a little sheet with little tiny stickers on them, please. Thank you. And then this month's drink is tea. It's loose tea, which I don't have a tea like container thing because I don't buy loose tea. I buy tea bags, but it sounds good. It's vanilla cream and blood orange. It's like vampire theme, but it's like loose tea. Cool, but I don't have a, what do they call those? Like, not diffusers. Whatever, I don't have one of them anyway. Oh, and then I forgot to mention, you do typically get the signature for the authors, which is cool if you like that. So we did get signatures from both authors for this month. And then, so the books. So the first book we got is Indian Burial Ground by Nick Medina. I always want to say Medina because there's a city by me spelled like this that is pronounced Medina, but everybody says Medina. So by Nick Medina. This has to do with a girl whose boyfriend kills himself, potentially, but it's very suspicious. And her uncle kind of comes back to the reservation that he has since left, and they try to like figure out what's going on, and it might have more to do with, I don't know, the land or something like that. But there's like multiple weird things going on around this area, and I don't know. I don't really know what to expect. But I did have this and talk about this on my quarter 2 anticipated horror releases. But I have this now and I'm very curious to check it out. And then we also got a copy of The Day of the Door by Laurel Hightower. I'm actually really excited to check this one out. She is the author of Below, which I haven't read, but I really want to. All I know about Below is it's like a Mothman story, which sounds so good to me. But this one I also talked about in my quarter 2 releases. Siblings banding together against a world that failed to protect them. One of the children died violently after being dragged from behind closed doors. Though the official finding was accidental, one of the other siblings has never forgiven their mother, Stella. 2 decades later, Stella promises to finally reveal the truth of what happened on the day of the door. So it's accompanied by a paranormal investigative team. The Lasco family comes together one final time, but no one is prepared for the revelations waiting for them on the 3rd floor. Ooh, that sounds really good. So it has like a paranormal investigative team, like ghost hunter situation, and maybe it's like possession, ghost story. I'm really excited. I'm actually really excited for this. And you know what? It could fit a prompt. It could fit a prompt. We have of in the title. Okay. Am I going to read this now instead of All the Fiends of Hell? Now I kind of want to read this one. One of these will be read, and you'll know the next time I come for a reading update, okay? So that was my Nightworms package. And then I have another piece of book mail. So this is a book that I scrambled to get. The way that I will scramble to buy a book that I was interested in and I find out that there's going to be a cover change, it's not even funny. So I found out that this book I bought, I didn't like even find it out. So there's this book I want, which I bought, which you'll see in a second. And I decided to put it in my Amazon wish list. And when I looked it up on Amazon, it had a different cover. And I was like, what is this? So then I Googled the book and everything was coming up with a different cover. And I was like, I don't like this cover. I like the first cover. So I scrambled and immediately went to Pango Books and immediately bought the one and only copy that was being sold at the time, because I'm a sucker for a cover. So I am so glad that I was able to find this copy. Do I even know what this book is about? I don't think I even know what this book is about, to be totally honest. They included a little card. It says, thanks for your order. Enjoy your freebies. They gave me a little sticker and this pin. What does this say? Stay curious. It's got a little eyeball in there. I don't know if you could see it. Little pin. Cute. The book, Paradise Rot by Jenny Hval. This cover, stunning. Here's the new cover. I prefer this one, like tenfold. Here's the back. I didn't realize it was like a fold over one. You know what I mean? Even better. So do I even know this is about? No, I don't actually, but I've seen a lot of people on Bookstagram reading it lately, and it's a lot of people that read Unhinged Women, Weird Lit, that kind of situation. So that's kind of what I'm expecting from this. So it says Joe is in a strange new country for university and having a more peculiar I need help.
What for?
What for?
Money, come up here for...
I can't say this word.
No. There are no cans.
I can hear it in my head, but I can't say it. I feel like I'm having a stroke. So I need you to read it for me so I can repeat you. Just start reading what it says in there.
Joe is in a strange new country for university and having a more peculiar...
One more time.
A more peculiar.
Peculiar.
You're not going to be able to get it. You can't do this. I'm kidding.
Peculiar. A more peculiar. Why is there... I'm adding like 500 letters to it.
Peculiar.
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 Is that cool?
Peculiar.
That's way better.
Peculiar. Okay.
You're saying cool.
I think I got it. Peculiar. Yeah. Okay, thank you. I love you.
Love you too.
Joe is in a strange new country for university and having a peculiar time than most. Having a more peculiar time than most. Nailed it. In a house with no walls, shared with a woman who has no boundaries, she finds her strange home coming to life in unimaginable ways. Joe's sensitivity and all of her senses become increasingly heightened and fraught as the lines between bodies and plants, dreaming and wakefulness, blur and mesh. Oh my God, I'm like 20 times more excited to read this now. This debut novel from critically acclaimed artist and musician Jenny Havel presents a hypersensual portrayal of sexual awakening and queer desire. I'm really excited now. Oh my God. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited that I was able to get a copy. Sorry, it's really shiny, but I'm so excited I was able to get a copy of this one. Not that the new one's like bad, but I like this one better. Okay, so that was a thing that ended up taking way longer because of my issues, but I'm really excited for my new books. And now I don't know which one I'm going to start reading first. I might end up reading like the first couple pages, first chapter or so, and see which one grips me more. And then by the time you see me next, I will have a reading update for one of these two at least. Okay? So we'll see what else we get into, and I will update you guys later. Hi. So I am currently hosting some sprints. My setup is a mess. I have my laptop on a stack of books to hold it up. So my camera is kind of lined up good, and I have a mess of snacks. But we are on live, and I've been having a really fun time doing live sprints. So maybe I'll end up doing them more often, even after this readathon's over. I'm having a good time. It's kind of hard to focus though sometimes. I feel a little bit more pressure. Like the time limit really shows me how slow of a reader I am. But oh well. Anyways, I decided to start the Day of the Door. I am really, really loving this story. This is really great so far. I am enjoying the writing. The action picks up immediately. I am only on page 32. I'm like in the middle of a chapter. I'm on page 32, but I am really liking it so far. I did decide to nix All the Fiends of Hell, even though that was on my TBR and this one wasn't, but I decided to start this one, and it's just like grabbing me so much. So I'm just going to continue reading this. So we follow one of the siblings. His name is Nate. He is the main sibling that we follow, and the book opens up immediately with this like traumatizing situation where there's 4 siblings, and one of them gets pulled into a room with their mother, and their mother is acting actually crazy, and she ends up killing him, and he ends up dying. So then we open with that immediately, just wow. So then the book picks up with them all being grown-ups, and Nate is very, very just like does not even call his mother mom. She's just Stella. He is absolutely disgusted by her, does not want to be involved with her at all. She is trying to convince him and his siblings, his 2 sisters, that what happened wasn't her, that it was like a supernatural thing, like she was possessed or a ghost took her over, something like that, where she is trying to say like it was all out of her control, it was not her that did that. Nate calls bullshit. He doesn't believe it. His sisters are a little bit more apprehensive, and whatever. They all have their different kind of vibes with their mother and different feelings about the situation. But their mother has decided to pursue a television show or something where they are kind of like ghost hunters. They're called the Chasers. So they are all going to finally come all together again, I think since the opening situation happened. And they are meeting at the old house, and yeah, everybody has their different motives. Nate is mostly doing it for his sisters because his sisters feel like they kind of want some closure, and they've just not really talked it all out and feel like this is the opportunity to do that. So it's I really, really love the setup. Sorry, I got interrupted because my husband was asking me what I wanted for lunch, and then my battery died, so I don't really remember what I was saying, but I'm really enjoying this. I really enjoy the kind of complex relationship being explored with the mother, because Nate obviously believes it's all bullshit and she's just like a narcissist manipulator. And one of these sisters kind of thinks that it could potentially be supernatural. There was a lot of stuff that happened that was unexplained that we don't really know about yet, but we just know that there was stuff that was unexplained. So it's kind of this like speculative, is it mental illness or is it supernatural, possible possession kind of situation? So it's giving me a little bit of the same vibes as A Head Full of Ghosts. Very different dynamics in terms of the main character and the relationships. Obviously, A Head Full of Ghosts deals with two sisters. This one is more so kind of sons/daughters versus mother. Not like versus, but you get what I mean. Dynamics are different, and it's different setup and situation, but it also has that kind of, not found footage, but Head Full of Ghosts has a documentary crew. This one has this like TV crew that's gonna become a thing. So it gives me similar vibes, but this one definitely feels quite a bit more direct action, and it jumps in right away. So really, really enjoying this so far. I think that this could also count as a popcorn read, at least for me, because it has just really sunk its claws into me, and I just want to keep reading. It's only about 211 pages, so it is on the slightly shorter side. And like I said, the action just starts right away, so you really just kind of want to keep reading. And it's keeping me very, very engaged. So I'm really glad I decided to start reading that. So I'm about to get back into that. My husband is picking me up some poke bowl, which I'm super excited about because I'm starving and that sounds delicious right now. So I'm excited for him to come home and give me that. And yeah, so I'm gonna get back to reading, back to the sprints, and I will come back with later updates. Okay, so I just got off sprints and I made it up to page 81, chapter 12 of The Day of the Door. Probably like 40% of the way in, I would guess. The book is 211 pages, so if you want to do the math, there's that. But I don't have much more to say about this right now. It's just really amped up. There's a lot of action. I'm still really, really enjoying it. I did want to alter, though, what I said before. I think that I said that the mother killed the son, but it's like a gray area because the son was pulled into the room. He died in that room, but we don't really know what happened in the room. And our characters are kind of hoping to have some of those questions answered. And the mother is saying that she is finally ready to tell the whole truth of everything that happened to the sibling that died. His name was Sean. So that's kind of the way that she lures everybody back to her. In addition to like this TV show, this is where she's supposed to kind of do a tell-all and explain what actually happened in the room. But it's kind of assumed by our main character, Nate, that she just killed Sean. But I guess that there is kind of some speculation and we'll see what happens. But I'm really, really enjoying this. I really love the writing and the subtle themes going on. It's really great. So enjoying this still, but not much more to say other than that. But I did want to go ahead and open my subscription box. This says it's the Unplugged book box, but it is technically the Twisted Retreat box. I think that it might have the same owners, but she ran out of the Twisted Retreat boxes or something like that, so she had to use some of the old unplugged boxes, something like that. I don't know. She sent an email out. I don't really care what box it comes in, but this isn't technically unplugged. It's technically the Twisted Retreat box. So I wanted to go ahead and open this because I'm also about to clean up my room, so I wanted to get this open, organized. You know the drill. I believe this is going to be the April box, and I have no idea what it is. I forget the theme too, but we'll find out in a second. Oh, I smell, it smells like bubble gum. It smells like bubble gum. I wonder what that is. It was the April box. The theme was the sickness, and this is like the spoiler card, but the theme is the sickness. I don't know if you guys want to read that. We're about to go through it all, so let's see. Ooh, what is this? I don't know what this is. It looks like a little pouch. What are you? But I love it. So it's like this faux leather, very foliage mushroom-esque pouch. I don't know. It's a pouch of some sort. Let's see what they call it specifically. Is this a napkin holder? Napkin/tissue holder? I don't know. Yeah, I think that this is the napkin/tissue holder, which is kind of interesting. It's inspired by What Moves the Dead, so that makes sense with the design. Pattern, hello, what are words? I really like it. I just don't really know that I'm going to use it for like tissues and napkins, but I can't, like, because it is like open, kind of, like, even if that's closed, it's still somewhat exposed, so it's interesting. I want to try to find a use for this. I don't know what yet. It's not going to be for tissues or napkins, probably. Oh, do you put the box in it? Is that what I'm not understanding right now? I don't get tissue boxes that are this size, but now that makes sense. If I like fold everything out, that makes sense. If you put like the whole tissue box in it. Maybe I'm just stupid, but I don't get tissue boxes that are this shape. And even the ones that I have gotten this shape, I feel like are bigger. So I don't really know. But I like the pattern. So there's that. We got some truffle popcorn, a little snack. Nice. I don't really love truffle, but I'll try it. I'll give it a go. Okay, here's this. And it has this guy. Ooh, I don't like that noise. What is this? What is this? Bro, what are these? I'm so confused. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna wait to open all the other items and I'll just try to rule out what everything else is and see what this is. I have no idea, honestly. Okay, and then we have a bath bomb, which is what I was smelling. Well, they say it's plague florals, so whatever that means. Apple and sickness. So that doesn't really give much away except apples. But it smells kind of like bubblegum to me, but I could see the apples. Maybe like spiced apple a little bit. Those are two totally different scents, huh? Bubblegum and spiced apple, but I'm not good at describing scents. Okay. I don't know what this is either. It's a box. It's a purple box. What is that? Oh, it's an air bubble. Okay. It kind of looks like butt. Not gonna lie. Because that's an air bubble too. So not really, yeah, you can see it. Okay. A little bag in it. Oh, it's a sewing kit. There's a bunch of, can you see in there? There's a bunch of sewing kit stuff. Okay. It's cute. I don't know how to sew, but that's fun. There's some thread, green and white thread, and needles. So, okay. A little sewing kit. Here's the candle. Ooh, it smells nice. It says the scents, or like the notes, are fire, whiskey, and cherries. It has fireman there, and then the candle is like pink and sparkly, and it smells really nice. Can you see it? It's very subtle sparkles, but it does smell very nice. I do like that. People who try hard to do the right thing always seem mad. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a little pill container. So it like pops open. for pills. There you go. Okay, and then we got some stickers. We got this little Grim Reaper dude. That's cute. And then like a plague doctor. Nice. And we got this wooden sign. It says, how lost do you have to be to let the devil lead you home? It's just like a plaque sign, which is not my style. I probably won't keep, but it does come with a loose tie it yourself handle. Okay, so this must be the Parasite espresso cup. Okay. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how this works. I don't make espresso, so there's that. Maybe I would know if I made espresso specifically. Yep, that's what it is. I don't know. Anybody want it? I don't want it. I will say, I still have the book to get to, but I will say these items, not my favorite items I've received in a Twisted Retreat. The best item was the candle and this pouch. So anyways, the book looks very nice. Ooh, the book looks very nice, actually. I had not heard of this book before the box, and I don't really know what the premise is, but I'm assuming it has to do with like the plague because of the theme. But this is like stunning. It's called All the Parts of the Soul by Catherine Ferns or Fearns. But this is really nice. Like, I really like that cover. And then these metal corners, very nice. The edges are digitally printed and they look very nice. And then the back looks really nice too. Yeah, I really love this design of this book. Ooh. I like that. Can you see it? Yeah. Ooh, and then the back's a little different. And then it's signed as well. So the design of this book is stunning. I really like the book. So let's see what this is about. It says the year is 1545. Geneva has defeated the Catholic forces of the Duke of Savoy, established itself as the center of Reformation with John Calvin as its spiritual leader. But peace is fragile, and in a city ravaged by the plague, the atmosphere is one of fear and suspicion. So when new rumors of witchcraft emerge from the isolated village of Statigny, Calvin sees an opportunity and plucks the reclusive young magistrate to investigate. Henry Aubert was orphaned by plague at the age of 12, and since then he has lived alone, consumed by fear and by the temptations he finds in the margins of his book collection. Now, for the first time, he is forced to confront the possibility of society, friendship, even love. Local healer Louise D. Pini is kind and beautiful, but skirts dangerously close to the fringes of his investigation. Can he escape the horrific task he has been set? And is it too late to save a soul that has too long been turned in on itself? Okay, so I'm a little confused on what it's about. It seems like we follow a few characters just during like a super plague-ridden, suspicious time. So that's all I got. But I'm definitely very curious about this. I'll definitely read it. I'm very interested in it. I like stuff that deals with like plague and possible witchcraft, especially during this time period. I'm very curious how it's going to approach those topics. So yeah, I mean, it's a stunning edition. I really like the edition. Actually, they usually include the original. Okay, yeah, so they have the original cover there, and then the redesigned cover. I do like the redesigned cover more. I think it's very well done. It's very like these edges, or these corners rather, that's a nice touch. I really like that. I appreciate that. So, yeah, I'm excited. But that's going to be it for now, and I will check back when I have more thoughts on The Day of the Door. Okay, so I have a bunch of reading updates for you guys. So first, let's start with The Devil in Silver by Victor LaValle. I finished this 2 days ago, actually, and I still really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's very much more so character driven and focuses much more on just being embedded in our characters, in our character dynamics, learning about the other patients' situations, and really I feel like it just does such a great job at shedding light on these patients and just really humanizing them. Another thing that I love that Victor LaValle did with this book is he included chapters throughout which were pretty much excerpts from newspaper articles of real life people, real life patients that died due to the shortcomings of the system or due to negligence or neglect in these types of settings. And I really just appreciated that he included those. I'm trying to find one. Okay, right here. This chapter is about Randolph Maddox, which was a real person and a real person that died because he was neglected. He was not properly taken care of in a very similar facility. So I think this book does a wonderful job at bringing that to the forefront, and I do feel like most of the horror is embedded within that. There was a side horror element thing that I guess was kind of like supernatural. I don't know. It felt very symbolic, and I don't know that I fully understood the symbolism, but I liked it. But yeah, it wasn't the shining star of this book. It's definitely just much more of the characters. I did overall really, really enjoy this. I will say I probably was much more in love with the first half versus the second half. Not that I didn't like the second half, but there were definitely moments that felt a little bit of a lull for me. There was a lot of stuff that had to do with like Vincent van Gogh and other kind of, not random, because I know that they serve a purpose, but it felt a little bit random to me. So there were some things that just didn't have me as engaged and as hooked as a lot of the other stuff. So if those moments that felt a little bit more of a lull for me were cut out, this would have been like a perfect book. But because it had some of those moments, I'm going to give it 4 stars. I still think it was really great. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend the audiobook too. I think that the audiobook was great. Oh, and I forgot to mention that this book takes place around like 2011, 2012, and I really enjoyed reading a book that was clearly taking place in that time period. I don't know, just added to it because I was like a conscious human at that time, but also too young to care. Just like side note, not a big deal at all, but I enjoyed the time frame of this story. So yeah, 4 stars, really great book, very important book, and I recommend it. So then, The Day of the Door. I really, really, really enjoyed this book a lot. This very much felt like A Head Full of Ghosts, The Haunting of Hill House, and Amityville Horror. If those all merged together, that's this book, and I loved it. I love all of those, so I love this. I just really enjoyed the themes of this book. It deals heavily with pretty much like parental emotional abuse and also physical abuse, but mostly emotional abuse, where you're dealing with a parent that has very narcissistic tendencies. They tend to be the victim in every situation. They are very highly manipulative, those kinds of, traits and personality issues. I enjoyed that was a theme of this book. And then the way that it tied in kind of those very real life, very, I guess, evidence-based real life personality traits, and it combined this aspect of paranormal and supernatural. I really loved it. And then of course I love that they tied in a little ghost hunter show. So I just really liked how all those elements were combined. The writing was really, really nice. There was a therapist-esque type of character in this book that honestly I could see myself rereading this book, especially to reread some of the lines of what the therapist was saying. This was a little bit of a therapeutic moment for me, not gonna lie. So there was moments where I was just like, yeah, I need to remember that. I need to repeat that to myself. So I just really appreciated it a lot. And I can't find any faults in it. I cannot find a single fault. I cannot think of a single thing I would change about it. It had me hooked from the beginning. Themes were great. The balance of the elements was great. There's still this kind of like speculative area that I just love. And so I think I'm going to give it 5 stars, which is super exciting because it's my first 5-star for the month. And yeah, well deserved, very good. Oh, and I just realized that Laurel Hightower is also the author of Crossroads, which is a book that I have been wanting to read for forever. I bought it very recently, like a month ago or so. It's on my TBR cart. Like, I didn't even haul it yet. I'm even more excited now because that book deals with mother-son relationship and loss of a child. So that already piqued my interest. But now that I've read Laurel Hightower's writing, I just cannot wait to see what kind of a punch that little book is going to pack. I'm very curious about it and much more inclined to pick it up as soon as I can because this one was great. And I also want to check out Below. Like, I want to check out all of her work now. So very successful. 5 stars. Oh, and I forgot to say, so I did end up submitting The Devil in Silver for a building. And then the announcement for Wednesday, the Game Masters ended up taking away the building for Good Fortune, which honestly I'm kind of happy about because it was a building that wasn't going to get us any tickets. And my team really wanted to go for that building, but it wasn't going to give us any tickets, which was not going to get us out of the carnival. So I'm kind of glad that that ended up getting pulled, honestly. And then when I finished this, we actually were no longer in the game that we were in when I started reading this, where I was going to be able to log this for the prompt because it had "of" in the title. We weren't in that game anymore, of course. So I didn't get to log this for the game, but I logged it for a different building. But then we got into another game. I know I'm confusing myself. We've been in and out of games so many times this week, I feel like. But yesterday we were in a different game, and one of the prompts was read a book with 3 words in the title or read a book with an isolated setting. So yesterday I started and finished the audiobook for All Systems Red by Martha Wells. This is a book. This is a novella, and it's like a series of novellas, and it follows, at least this one, follows a robot thing that calls itself Murderbot. And it's very interesting because it kind of has like a conscious, I'm still kind of trying to grasp what's going on. So this bot is owned by the company, and this group of researchers rented the bot out because they are scaling this new territory, this new planet that I think that they bought. So they go there to kind of research the fauna, the animals, get the lay of the land, and they got this bot as like a security measure. So this bot is here, and we actually follow the POV of the bot. And it's so funny. I had such a good time. It was a really fun book, and I enjoyed it. It was my little kind of intro into sci-fi. So because I haven't read very much sci-fi, this is kind of hard for me to, one, talk about and like analyze appropriately because I don't have much to compare it to, and also to rate it. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars because I had a fun time. I was laughing, but I don't know that I fully understood everything that was going on, but I don't know that I'm supposed to fully understand everything. Like, not everything was fully explained, and maybe as the series progresses I'll understand things a little bit more. I'll get a little bit more embedded with our characters, because as of right now, like, the other characters other than the robot, other than Murderbot, they're there and I kind of care about them, but I'm not that invested in them. But I am invested in Murderbot. Like, they were funny. I enjoyed them. But yeah, so I enjoyed this, and it was a quick listen, so I definitely will carry on with the series. But I was able to submit this for the book with 3 words in the title, so I did that. And then we're out of that game already and reading for another priority building. So things are moving fast. It is hard to keep up sometimes, but I'm trying my darndest. So we have a new priority building on the horizon that we are aiming towards. So for that, I am going to start physically reading Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huang. This was a 5-star prediction for me, which I'm very nervous about because the other 5-star predictions that I've read so far this month were not 5 stars. So I'm a little bit nervous. I hope that this is it. I'm really excited. I've been anticipating this book for quite a while now. All I know about it, all I need to know about it is it's like a literary horror that focuses on the beauty industry. So I'm hoping it's kind of like Rouge but better, because Rouge was kind of rocky for me for a little bit. It did end up getting 4 stars because I liked the ultimate ending, but it was a rocky road, not gonna lie. It was edging on a 3-star for a while. So I hope that this is a 5-star. I will be delighted and so happy if it is. And then I'm gonna start the audiobook for episode 13 by Craig DeLuey. After reading The Day of the Door, I really want to read more books that have that ghost hunter or found footage feel and element to it. So I'm really excited to read that one. It was on my radar for a very long time, and then I heard kind of very mixed things about it when it came out. Because of that, it hasn't been high on my radar, but here we are. And I got it on my Libby app, so I will definitely start that one. But those books will be talked about in the next vlog, because I'm going to end the vlog here. It has not technically been a week, but I started editing some of my footage, and I always underestimate how long it takes me to do those unboxings. So I don't want this video to be crazy long. So in an effort to have a shorter vlog, I'm hoping it'll be like 40 minutes or less. I'm gonna end it here. So I'm finishing this video May 16th, Thursday. So I think I'm gonna try to get this vlog up Sunday, so it's not like crazy delayed. And then I will probably still have a Wednesday vlog, maybe. It might end up going up Thursday if I feel like I need a little bit more time to have more content and books read in the vlog. Pretty much, bottom line, what I'm trying to get at is my uploading schedule might get a little wonky for the next couple weeks. I want these vlogs to come out a little bit sooner, because the first vlog I made went up 4 days after I technically stopped filming it. So I want to try to get these up a little bit sooner for you guys. So my schedule is going to be weird. If you're new here, I typically upload, well, I always upload once a week on Wednesdays. Last month, I ended up having a lot of extra time, so I did a lot of bonus videos on Sunday. So typically, if I can have the time to film 2 videos in a week, it'll be Sunday, Wednesday. But that's gonna kind of go out the window this month. I don't know what's gonna happen, so make sure the notification bell is on if you're interested, because I don't even really know when some of these videos are going to go up, honestly. So there's that. If you made it to this point in the video, leave me a door emoji down below for the Day of the Door. As always, thank you so much for spending some of your time with me while I sit down and talk about books. If you haven't yet, please give the video a like, subscribe for future content, turn on the bell notification, all the fun YouTube things that help your girl out, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!